This is Splash, a free arts workshop based in Chattanooga, Tennessee. These videos are a series of remote art classes for youth and can be found on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Number 67, Creating with Pencil.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. This is Splash, and I'm Charlie Newton, and I welcome you to another art class. Today, I'm excited about what we're going to do today because today we're going to get a chance to do a drawing that I'm going to create an image. I'm going to try to be as creative as I can to create a work of art with pencil. Drawing is the foundation of painting. If you can draw, you can paint. A lot of people can draw, but they don't think they can paint. But let me tell you, if you can draw, you can paint because drawing is the foundation. If you can paint, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can draw. The better your drawing is, the better your painting is. I don't care if it's abstract, contemporary, realism, hyperrealism, what have you. Drawing is the foundation for everything. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try to create something out of our head, and I'm going to use my bongo drum my congo drum as for inspiration. So let's get started. So as you can see, this conga drum I've had for years and years and years. I got it in the 70s when I was in college, and I would take it everywhere with me, especially when I would go to the lake on a weekend or during the weekday if I was just by myself. Many times I would go up to the dam or the lake for inspiration. I just wanted to be in nature, and I'm inspired by water. I think I'm going to use some cream paper, off-white paper. And what this cream looking paper will do is going to age the drawing, make the drawing look a little bit older. And I'm going to use my HB pencil, and I'll change pencils as necessary. So what I want to do is create a picture. I may do more than one picture, by the way. And I'm just going to try to think about why I love the congos so much. So I could approach this picture as using realism, which I won't do. And what I've decided to do is to turn my page around. Now, I'm going to do it portrait style to begin with. If I do another one, I'm going to do the other one landscape because I'll have more than one figure in it. So this drum has been with me since the 70s. I've had a lot of good times with this drum. I had friends who were in a band, a professional band, and I'm not a professional musician, but they would let me come and play at their practice with them. I can only do that once a week, though. They act like they like my drumming, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I don't play the drum, I play at the drums. So I have no idea what this is going to be, but I know I'm going to have a figure in it. And I want this drawing to be contemporary. But my inspiration is the drum itself. So I'm using this hard lead pencil to begin a drawing. And we could call this abstract if we want to. I'm using all the techniques we used from the last class, by the way. I am not going for realism. If I wanted to do realism, I would not draw from my mind, which is what I'm doing now, but I would have a model or use a picture. If I was painting this picture, I would go about it in a similar fashion because this is the year 2021 and there's no sense in me redoing what has already been done in history. Even though I'm not saying that what I'm doing now hasn't been done, because it has, probably has. But I want to get, if I can, sort of like the feel. I want these lines to bow, so you see how I'm using the hinges that are in my knuckles. I could turn the paper around for this side and use my wrist to get that side. If this was a huge sheet of paper on a wall, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. So imagine this was a painting. So I'm thinking of this as a painting. And matter of fact, if I like it, if I like the concept, it may end up being a painting. I was going to put him a regular shirt on with a collar, but I personally, I don't wear shirts with collars, so changed my mind. I'm going to use this pencil, take this pencil as far as it can go. And then I'll go to another pencil. So I've had this drum all these years because it has sentimental value for me. I heard this band when I was in college. I heard this wonderful music. And I found out the name of the group was Osibisa. And I looked up the group, this during the time when we had LPs, and I bought their album. And I decided to read up on African drums. And I found out how powerful a concept it is, the concept of talking drums. And we know that drums were outlawed in America because slaves would use it to plan their escapes and to communicate with the Underground Railroad or what have you, if there was going to be an insurrection or uprising. And so the use of drums was outlawed. It's interesting. So I found out how important the drum was. At that time, I didn't know the difference in drums, the drumming coming out of Africa or, say, Brazil. But I knew that the drums did something to me. Whenever I heard the drums, I wanted to move. And more importantly, whenever I heard the drums, I wanted to drum myself. Of course, coming up in grade school, a lot of my contemporaries will understand where I'm coming from with this story. I remember even as early as the 3rd grade, we knew the drumming that the high school kids did in the marching bands. So as early as the 3rd grade, we would sit at our desks in school when the teacher left the room, and we would drum on the desks. And I'm telling you, we would be jamming. And we sounded like a band. It's like it's in our blood. We just knew how to drum for some reason. Well, really, I didn't. It seems like everybody else did. It seems like everybody else knew how to drum better than I did. But I could play the regular beats. So I'm not that great at drumming. I'm not a musician at all, but I love the drums. So this is a 3B that I'm using now. So we probably gonna get some pretty good contrast. I'm using the tissue paper to keep my hand off the paper. to keep the paper clean. So I'm using a 3B pencil. I had an H pencil. Let's see what a 2H will do. I'm going to do something that we hadn't done a lot of, and that's overlapping with abstract shapes. Now I'm going to need a 2B probably. I haven't used this pencil in a while. Let's see. This pencil here is called F. It's an F letter. I hope you're noticing when I'm cross-hatching. So I hope that you will, I want you to use that image of the drum. Do we have that image up? Mm-hmm. And I want you to create your own artwork using that picture of the drum as an idea. And you can use abstract lines. What I'm trying to do, this is the drum figure here. And now I'm trying to abstract. I'm trying to, almost trying to deny that figure in a sense. And I'm using the F pencil for the medium grays. Okay, I know I want. I'm going to go ahead and get a very dark pencil. I guess I'll go to a 6B. This very soft lead. And you can see the pencil grain. And what you can do, you go back and you fill in the white spaces. I'm not pressing down on the paper. And now I am going to press down a little harder now, because I want that to be pretty dark back there. I'm not pressing down hard, but I'm pressing a little bit. So this paper is very grainy. It's not smooth. You can see if I get a smooth sheet of paper, you'll be able to see the difference. Now this paper is white. The paper I'm drawing on is cream. So that's the difference. But look at the difference between that and that. Totally different. This is hot pressed paper. It's very smooth. No grains. So right now, I'm thinking about the different shades and values. I don't know where they go. The picture is telling me where to place them. And I could be right or I could be wrong. But the longer you draw, the better your guesses are going to be. So you can vary the line. See how I'm using line, and I'm using this dark pencil everywhere I think I want the darkest value to be. I'm trying to place it where I think I'm going to want it. I can always go back and add. So we are inventing, we are creating with pencil. Sometimes I'm cross-hatching, and sometimes I'm just hatching, using hatch marks. Sometimes I'm just drawing lines like that. And so what you'll find out is once you start on drawing or painting, a work of art, you present yourself with problems. And everything else is problem solving. So I have the basic design down, if you want to call it that. And now everything else is problem solving. So this could be an idea for a painting, or it could just be an idea. So sometimes I'm using the point of the pencil, and sometimes I'm using the side. One of my teachers taught me that drawing is like sword fighting. You you wield a pencil sort of like a rapier. And so a drawing, if you can listen, if you can hear the sound, drawing has a certain sound where you know if it's true drawing or not. Some lines have to be made fast. I'm using a 2H pencil here. This is a very hard lead. Get some gradation. Now, real drawing takes a lot of patience. Remember, I said it's easier to go darker with a pencil than to go lighter. Sometimes you can take your drawing, look at it upside down, and you might see more. Because then you're looking at it in terms of shapes and value. Matter of fact, it's a good practice to draw, sometimes to draw things upside down for practice. I mean to actually look at a person or an object and then try to draw that person upside down. We may do that one day. It turns on your right brain, the right side of your brain when you do those type of exercises. And when I mean draw it upside down, what I mean is, for instance, if I was going to draw that drum, I would look at the drum right side up, but I would draw it upside down, like this. Notice I'm sketching, which is the best way to draw. You can do the details later if you want to. But when you sketch, you're free to make changes. You're open. Everything is still open-ended. Haven't done this in years either. I'll tell you, I should get better about teaching these classes. I hope you get the point. So then, when you turn it around, you have the drawing. That's just a practice to turn your brain to use full brain capacity. Right brain thinking. So I have a full case of pencils to choose from here, but I'm trying to limit myself to the pencils that I've already used. So I'm only using 4 pencils. But I could use the entire case if I needed to. If this was more realistic, I would probably end up needing to use the entire case of pencils. So when doing something like this, just let the drawing underneath tell you what to do, inform you, your sketch. Everything is already here, I just need to find it. Well, we're getting close to time to go. How much time do we have, Iantha?
About 50 minutes under.
I thought so. So what I'm going to try to do is deny, which I've begun to do, is to cancel out some of this, the shape of the drum, without denying it. So the shape is there, but it's not so obvious, or as obvious. The shape is definitely there, but I need to incorporate it into the rest of the picture somehow. So the drum cannot look any more realistic than it does now. Or else it would defeat the purpose. Well, I'm going to leave a lot of white space and just a few finishing touches. So the different grays hopefully encourages the eye to move around the paper easier. So as my eye is scanning the paper, I'm making gray what needs to be gray now. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. So that's my creation from being inspired by my conga drum. I need another line on here. And we will call that finish. We call that finish. Well, man, I got into that one. I tell you, drawing is an art all unto itself. It's great practice for you to make up things in your mind. You don't need an object to inspire you. You can just be inspired by whatever's in your mind and just practice drawing. That's what your sketch pads are for. And you'd be surprised that when you get ready to do a real drawing from life, how much better you will have gotten. And when you get ready to paint, you will be surprised at how well you can paint because of the drawing background that you have. Well, this has been Splash. I'm Charlie Newton, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you again next time. But always remember, art is for everyone. Bye-bye.